My name is Andrew Munoz, M-U-N-O-Z, Public Affairs Officer for Lake Mead National Recreation Area and the National Park Service. Well, since we discovered quagga here at Lake Mead National Recreation Area in January of 2007, it's had several impacts, not only to our infrastructure, but to our staff, as well as our visitors. As far as staff, we have had to train our staff, our visitors. We are working to educate them about quagga mussel. We knew that we had it. The question after that was, what are we going to do about it? We actually brought in an incident command team from the National Park Service who could concentrate on the subject, essentially bringing in an entire staff whose sole purpose was to look at the quagga mussel issue and provide recommendations to the superintendent on how we would move forward. Some of the things that were identified from that, as well as from our interagency team, was the educational aspect. We had them here, so how are we going to keep them from leaving the park? That part of it, we are fortunate to have the Southern Nevada Public Land Management Act here in Southern Nevada that provides additional funding from the sales of federal lands around the Las Vegas Valley. We were able to take it's been about $1 million so far in funding for education, as well as funding science. It's funding that enables us to fund education as well as research here at the lake to look at the quagga mussel issue. For education here at Lake Mead, we have done a couple of things. We've adopted the Stop the Aquatic Hitchhiker branding, don't move a mussel type of branding. If you go around the lake, you will see those signs on every launch ramp. Every boating season, through the funding from the Southern Nevada Public Land Management Act, we've been able to fund additional park rangers to be out on the launch ramps educating visitors about quagga mussels. We hope to contact as many boaters as we can. We get them as they're entering the lake, but also coming off the lake. In addition to that, we have boat wash stations around the park at each of our developed areas. Wherever there's a marina, we have the capability of steam cleaning boats that have been in the water. Our policy here at the park is if you're moored at a marina, that before leaving the park, you have to notify that marina that you're going to be leaving so that they can arrange to have your boat cleaned. We do like to stay away from the terminology of decontamination. That's part of our education program right now, is letting those boaters who do get their boats steam cleaned here at the park that it is not a decontamination. What we are doing is trying as best as we can to clean their boat of quagga so that when they leave here, we are hopefully preventing quaggas from leaving the park, but we can never know 100% if that boat is decontaminated. So efforts throughout the country, whether it's at state borders, any more additional efforts on the parts of states are important for keeping quaggas from entering other bodies of water that haven't been affected. Our policy here at the park is, prior to a boat departing the lake from a marina, is to notify that marina so that they can arrange a hot water power wash of the boat. Once that boat is power washed, they are then able to leave the lake. We are trying to get away from telling boaters that their boat is certified decontaminated, because there's no way that we can know that that boat is 100% decontaminated. And that's why any measures from other states or bodies of water that aren't affected that they have are important. Because we know that we have them, we try to do our best to keep them from leaving the park, but it's also incumbent on any other areas that don't have it to take the measures to keep the quagga mussels out of their bodies of water. So one of the issues that we struggle with here at Lake Mead are the numerous access points to the lake that we have. It's one of the things we're proud of, but it's also one of the things that complicates our efforts to keep the quagga mussel from leaving the lake. For example, on a Memorial Day weekend, we can see anywhere between 3,000 to 5,000 boaters on the lake. And if If you've ever been out there, it is a sight to see. Not only is the launching incredibly complicated, but the recovery of vessels is incredibly complicated. The traffic jams that we can see on launch ramps and everything associated with that adds to the complexity of our education program here at Lake Mead and makes it nearly impossible for us to inspect every single vessel that comes off of the lake. That's why we're concentrating on vessels in marinas. We've looked at what is the most probable carrier of a quagga mussel out of Lake Mead, and our team of scientists have told us that vessels that stay in the lake for more than 30 days are the most probable carriers. So concentrating on a vessel that has come in, has only been in the water for maybe 2 to 3 days, and during those 2 to 3 days is traveling at high rates of speed, it's a very slim chance that a quagga mussel or a veliger is going to be able to attach itself to that vessel. So we concentrate on education with those boaters. With the boaters that are in the lake for more than 30 days, we concentrate not only on education, but on making sure that their vessels are as clean as possible before they leave the park. Here at Lake Mead, our boat wash program consists of 4 permanent stations and 2 mobile stations. These are at our marinas and actually operated by our concessioners here at Lake Mead. It's a partnership that we have found works the best because the National Park Service simply doesn't have the funding nor the manpower to operate these stations on a regular basis. So we are fortunate that we have our concession operations who can take on this responsibility. Because they are performing the washes, there is a charge, and that depends on how large the boat is or how much time it takes to actually wash the boat. Since we discovered quagga here at Lake Mead in 2007, we're estimating right now that it's cost us about $1 million a year since then. We're up to about $3.6 million in costs up to 2011 right now. A couple of things have happened. We have received grants to help us fund the education program, to help fund the prevention program here. Funds a position of a quagga mussel coordinator that assists in coordinating not only our education programs, but coordinating the dissemination of information coming to and from the states and other government agencies surrounding Lake Mead National Recreation Area. The other cost here at the lake is actually our maintenance and our impact to infrastructure. We haven't received any additional increases in our budget to handle the costs that associated with cleaning quaggas. We have a fleet of boats. All the marinas in the park, even though they're operated by our concessioners, are actually owned by the National Park Service. So we have some responsibility in assisting in maintaining those as well. We're also looking at impacts to our visitors, not only their boats, but also visitors on the beach. Because Lake Mead is a reservoir and the lake levels do fluctuate, one of the impacts to our visitors is also visitor safety. We can typically see, as the lake levels go down, mats of quagga mussels, and that increases calls to our rangers for medical services, people cutting their feet. So there's a wide range of impacts that we see here at Lake Mead. In total, we're looking at about $3.6 million so far since we discovered them in 2007. And that includes our education programs, that includes maintenance issues associated with our fleet of boats, as well as all the marinas in the park. Even though they're operated by a concessionaire, it's all National Park Service property, and we have a responsibility to assist in maintaining those facilities. We're also seeing impacts to our budget. We haven't received additional funding to our actual operational budget, our annual operational budget. So we're reallocating funds that might go towards other research in the park, visitor services, or administration to pay for the quagga mussel program and mitigation efforts as far as maintenance, the additional costs associated with maintenance in the park. Some of the other issues that we're seeing as well are the actual costs to do a prevention program are well beyond the funding that we have, reallocated to the quagga mussel program. We're spending about $750,000 to $1 million a year on quagga mussel prevention, but we estimate that to do it right, it is about $2.5 to $3 million to have a program that not only encompasses maintenance of Park Service facilities, but having a comprehensive and integrated education program and prevention program here at the park.